Morning, all. All right, so news of the day video for all you fine people on the internet for your Thursday, December the 19th. We are 6 days away from Christmas. Jordan Greenway, starting off with Buffalo Sabres news, apparently dealing with a mid-body injury, so sports hernia, maybe groin related. At any rate, he's having surgery. He's expected to be out long term. Lindy Ruff saying they do expect him back before the end of the season, but the exact timeline is not yet known. So without Greenway, the good news is Sam Lafferty's declared he's healthy and he could play tomorrow for the Buffalo Sabres against the Toronto Maple Leafs. So 11-game losing streak. They were going to be without Greenway for some time. Buffalo, kind of a mess, which brings us to the Rangers, who are also kind of a mess. Panarin wearing a non-contact jersey in practice. So odds are not playing for the next little bit anyways, and for a New York Rangers team that needs to get some wins, not having Panarin will make a difference too. Vinny Trocheck asked about a closed-door meeting, which apparently had been about Chris Drury, is saying it was not about Chris Drury, that the closed-door meeting was, a players-only meeting. These things happen where you get the players just deciding they're going to have a meeting of their own. I think it's usually the captain that ends up, making that call, or it's collective. But either way, the New York Rangers saying that had nothing to do with Chris Drury, which is good, because anytime anybody says anything remotely negative, they're out. Gone. Done. I just picture Drury walking the halls what was that? Did I hear my name? You're fired. So, anyways, that's where it's at for me. That's what I'm picturing. Victor Arvidsson, getting to other news. The Edmonton Oilers, he returns tonight against the Boston Bruins, so that makes, I believe it's Derek Ryan that's going to be the healthy scratch for them. Arvidsson had a tough time of it before the injury. We'll see if he can do well for the Edmonton Oilers coming out of the injury. It will be good to have him back in the lineup for Edmonton. Speaking of back in the lineup, the Washington Capitals could have Ovechkin back for this weekend's games. He has not been ruled out. He's been ruled out for the very next game coming up, but not for the games that follow. So a Washington team that's done quite well without Ovechkin will probably be very happy to have him back. And it should bring their attack back to where it was. So the Washington Capitals about to get a little bit healthier, which is bad news for the rest of the National Hockey League. Barry Trotz, an interesting interview, and Pierre LeBrun posting this today. There's no rebuild coming in Nashville. And, considering how long rebuilds are and how these full teardowns end up working or not working, I don't blame him for saying that a full rebuild isn't coming. He is saying that there's a reset. They're resetting. They're looking to create more cap flexibility, and that this coming summer he plans to add again. He plans to go for it. Now, this can be tricky because there are teams who have tried this and denied that they should probably try some kind of retool or rebuild. Vancouver comes to mind. San Jose, before they officially went into the rebuild, comes to mind as well. But think about this. Pittsburgh, we've been talking about, is maybe they need a rebuild. And with their recent winning streak, they're right in the hunt. So I don't necessarily blame Trotz for saying, look, we're not going to do a full rebuild. Not only that, but the last time we talked about Nashville in the video, it's very difficult for them to sell off some of these contracts. Some of these veteran contracts, really, really difficult to move, difficult to buy out. So I don't blame him for saying, look, we're going to try to, fix this in the offseason. But let me know your thoughts. Do you think Nashville needs to do a rebuild, or do you think with the right moves this summer, they could be right back in the hunt for a playoff spot? So Kakko, now spotted in Seattle garb, and saying that he's glad to get a fresh start. I don't doubt that. Also saying he did not ask for a trade out of New York. I don't really doubt that either. Kakko doesn't seem like the type that's gonna, complain too much and ask for a trade. He does not believe that his comments regarding his healthy scratch led to him being traded. And he was apparently in a sauna and came out and found that he had 3 missed calls from Chris Drury. So he realized he'd probably been traded at that point. So for Kakko, I hope he has a fresh start with the Seattle Kraken. And while I've seen people talk about how poorly he played in New York, and I'm not going to say he didn't, a fresh start can help. Absolutely can. And 23 years of age is not old by hockey player standards. And he could absolutely have a nice breakthrough with the Seattle Kraken. We shall see. Matt Murray. Matt Murray's time is returning. It looks like he may very well start for Toronto tomorrow against Buffalo. At least that's the way it sounds from Elliot Friedman. So with Stolarz out for 4 to 6 weeks with injury, why not call up Murray and give him some starts? So you go with Woll and Matt Murray. That gives Hildeby the chance to go down to the Marlies and get some starts, get some more work. Matt Murray, it would be nice to see him have some good starts for Toronto. It's been a long road for him, so yeah, it would be nice to see him have a good game tomorrow if in fact he does start that game against Buffalo. But getting him into the lineup makes a lot of sense. Stolarz is going to be out for a while. You might as well look at your goaltending depth and see what your options are. Brock Faber, I was looking for information on this, and from what I can find, so he takes a puck to the throat late in that game last night against Florida. There's no timeline as of yet. He did go to the hospital. So going to the hospital tells me he was probably having trouble breathing. They were probably, concerned with that and wanted to make sure there was no damage. It sounds like he's okay, but there's no timeline yet for how long he's going to be out. The last one we saw wasn't it Bunting got a puck to the throat? The last time we saw a player get a puck to the throat, they didn't actually miss any games. So we'll see if that's the case with Faber. But man, when you're getting hit with a puck, you just don't know. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. As always, don't forget to hit like and subscribe in the event you may not have done so already. We have not seen any trade activity yet today, but if/when that takes place today, I will be here to report on it as usual. So let me know your thoughts. Hit like and subscribe if you haven't already done so. Thank you guys so much for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.